Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I have Rumen Kolev with me once again. As we promised, we would come back for part two, speaking about Babylonian astrology and the astrological cycles looked through that ancient system. And Rumen Kolev is going to take us through a series of discussions on the cycles of the planets and how they equate to the cycles that they do, the years that they do, and probably give some examples and things of that nature. So this is part two to part one we did about 2 weeks ago. So, Roman Kolev, thank you once again for being so generous with your time and showing up. I really, really appreciate it, as I know everyone who watches on my channel loves you and appreciates you. So, we thank you and hand it over to you.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm very happy to present this material to those who are interested, those enthusiasts of the sky.
Yeah. Mm, yeah.
Okay, so what to start with? Last time I gave homework.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yes. Thank you for remembering that. Yes. So I think you asked the question, what do these three individuals have in common? And it was Jesus Christ, Alexander the Great, and Bruce Lee, the martial artist, right? So I think you were going to share with us something that they each have in common, which I think is related to they all died at the same age or similar age. Is that correct?
Yeah, they all died, passed away at 33.
Hmm.
So here there is something about how they counted the numbers and the years in ancient times.
Right.
So when you are let's say when you are 32 and several days old, then they count this as 33.
Oh, okay. You know, my father used to do that. When I used to turn a certain age, he'd take me into the next year. He said, "You finished 32 now, you're 33, but I haven't turned 33 yet." So he used to think like this, my father. Just interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
And
thought
also
about that before. Yeah.
yeah. And also the same was with the numbers.
Hmm.
Like if you have your sun or moon, let's say in 11 degree and 1 minute or 5 minutes, arc minutes, then this is the 12th degree.
Right. Mm.
So that's how they counted years, numbers, everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
So actually, all these three guys passed away at 33. I think Bruce Lee was like 32 and how many months? 6, 7, 8, something like this. And Alexander the Great was again 32 and again like 11 months, 32 and 11 months. So all of them passed away at 33.
Hmm.
So what is this cycle? Well, this is a complex cycle, and huh, if you make a solar return chart for a year of the life of someone, then the ascendant will not be the ascendant of the birth, right?
Right.
It will be something else, different.
Yeah.
However, if you make a solar return chart for age 33, the ascendant will be the same as in the birth chart.
versus doing it for 32 years. Instead of doing it for 32, you do it for 33, and then you get the same ascendant. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And this is valid for anyone.
Yes.
The solar return chart for the year 33 of the life will have the same ascendant.
So it's
And
just for 33.
yes, and for 66.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. What's the maths or theory behind that?
Well, it is it is the mathematical part is of course uh, complex,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a cycle which is obviously connected with the sun
Mm-hmm.
and with the space, with the rotation of the celestial sphere, apparent rotation. So we have here two things coinciding: the position of the sun and the position of the ascendant. So this is a powerful year.
Mm.
And we have the astrological fact.
Mm-hmm.
Why this year is so powerful. And it is connected with the solar principle. Because first, the sun is at the same place in the zodiac, and second, the position of the sun in the space in the house is also the same. All right. So this is something which is connected with the sun. So all these guys are connected with the solar principle.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, we can find out from such simple facts a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Jesus Christ, okay, this is obvious to many that his doctrine and his teaching is connected with the light and with the solar principle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the light, it is written in the Bible that actually Jesus Christ is the light of the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
And Hermes says in Corpus Hermeticum that the light is the only thing in the universe which exists simultaneously in the divine world and in the created world, in the uncreated and in the created world.
Right.
And mm, Alexander the Great, uh, there are other kind of facts that confirm his connection with the sun and with the solar principle and with Apollo also.
Mm.
He was um, beardless. He could not have a bird, a beard.
Mm-hmm.
And Apollo does not have a beard.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
And he
and
always looks youthful in his pictures, Apollo. He's always this young, youthful looking man, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
without he's never with a beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Alexander the Great was born like this, without a beard. Also, there was difference in his eye colors. Like they were different colors. His eyes. His right eye was blue,
Hmm.
and Apollo has blue eyes,
Hmm.
and his left eye was dark brown.
Right. This is
So
Alex. This is Alexander the Great.
yes,
One
yes.
brown eye, one blue eye. Yeah.
Uh,
David Bowie had that too, the singer. But anyway, David Bowie wasn't born like that. He had an accident and blah, blah, blah. That's another story. But just remembering, yeah, different colored eyes. So what does that mean for Alexander the Great? You're relating it to Apollo, right?
to the solar principle.
Solar principle. Okay. Hmm. Interesting details.
So this the solar principle Apollo is about freedom, about beauty, about liberty,
Hmm.
art, of
Hmm.
course, and inspiration. You
Hmm.
know, all these nine muses,
Hmm.
they were given to Apollo actually. Uh, so he brought them up, and they are circling around Apollo, and Apollo sends them to whoever he wishes.
Hmm.
Inspiration and, of course, illumination.
Hmm.
The light is illuminating the darkness,
Yeah.
and all kind of um mental ghosts or anything which does not have actual existence. When the light comes upon them, they vanish
Right. Yeah.
because they are creation of our own fantasy, of our own mental world. Our Everybody has such kind of mental structures, which I call mental ghosts,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and these mental ghosts are preventing us from seeing reality,
Right. Yes.
uh, because we take the reality and put it in this kind of structures that we have beforehand. However, when the consciousness mm, goes deeper in the subconscious and sees what is there, it immediately vanishes. As soon as the light touches them, they disintegrate.
Yeah.
So this is actually this what is happening in deep meditation,
Hmm.
which is the deep meditation is um investigating the consciousness, deep investigation of the consciousness.
Well, I think when you go into that kind of deep meditation, and not a lot of people can do it. I've had small little experiences because I've been meditating for 25 years non-stop. So I've had different experiences. Um, and I think when you and if you have one particular experience that's very difficult to even put into words because you have this it's like a bit like an out of body experience. That's what I had one time. Um, and it transcends. This is what I'm trying to get to. When you have that kind of experience, it transcends the form, the structure, the illusions, the mental ghosts you were talking about, right? It transcends and breaks through, those illusions, I think, in our consciousness, right? And we might, even just for a split second, get a small glimpse, into the transcendent world, maybe. I mean, I have only once that kind of experience. I don't know if that's what you mean exactly, but I'm just sharing how
Yeah.
I'm relating to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this is the principle of the light. Actually,
Mm.
Tesla said that he believes and he is certain that in the beginning of the cosmos there was only light, nothing else, light. I am not sure what the modern physicists claim because they change their theories every couple of days. So, uh, but the the science, the so-called science, physics and cosmology, and all kinds of other sciences, they lack this philosophical basis from which they can start doing their research. They like for example, the universe. They believed, and I think that they still believe that the universe is finite, that it is um, it has a finite kind of state.
Mhm.
Uh, and actually, this cannot be true. Um, the cosmos, the universe is infinite, infinite in all kinds of levels, in all kinds of directions, in all kinds of dimensions. Like recently, I read an article that they pointed this telescope. They put a telescope in the orbit in the space, some kind of new telescopes, and they pointed it to a place, to an empty place, as they say, empty place in the sky, and then they made a picture with very long exposition,
Mhm.
and then they were baffled and shocked to see how many galaxies and all kinds of objects were there in this empty space that they believed was empty before they did this.
Yeah.
So that's a sensation. Well, that's not a sensation.
Yeah.
That's absolutely logical, and like this metaphysical principles of philosophy. Hermes said that the world is infinite. Buddha said the same thing. But our scientists, they know better. They know everything. So
It's just that, I mean, they are consensus mind, you know. They
yeah.
don't have, like, for example, when you have an extraordinary solar eclipse in the sky, right? And you see like a total solar eclipse, and even the eclipse chasers that travel the world, that the most common expression they use is, wow, that was almost a spiritual experience. Almost. You know, this is they're very left brain, you know, so consensus, left brain, unable to, yeah, to even
Materialistic.
consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Materialistic.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm.
One word, yes. Mm.
And the world is infinite, not because Hermes said it or Buddha said it, but it is absolutely logical. And we can draw this conclusion from mathematics,
Mm.
because in mathematics there are many infinite series of numbers. Like the most simple is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on to infinity.
Yeah.
So if the mental world is infinite, then what does this mean? This means that the whole world is infinite,
Mm. Yeah.
because the mental is only a part of the world.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah. So this is to go back to the topic.
Hmm.
This is the answer of the homework. Like 33 is connected with the solar principle because uh, if we make a solar return chart for any chart for the 30th year, the position of the sun in the ecliptic and in the space together will be the same.
Wow. Hmm.
So it is important, though. I think this doctrine of the cycles is one of the most important doctrines of ancient astrology.
Hmm.
They in Babylon they knew this very well, and they knew how to compute the heliacal phases of the planets, which means the appearance, the visual appearance of a planet after conjunction with the sun
Hmm.
or a star.
Hmm.
Like it, this phenomenon happens before the sunrise, and the star and the planet, when they are enough distance from the sun, there comes one morning
Hmm.
when we can see it
Yeah.
with unaided eyes.
Yeah. Like the Venus morning star or Mercury morning star, Venus
Or Jupiter,
Jupiter. Yeah. Yeah.
Aldebaran.
Yeah.
For the latitude of the United States, like 40, 50 degrees north, in this kind of latitudes, Aldebaran heliacally rises on the 4th of July.
Yes, I remember you said that. How synchronistic. Mm, yeah.
Uh, it's the the heliacal rise of a planet or a star symbolically is the birth of the star or the planet, the birth of this principle.
Right. So
Uh,
they have a rebirth, right? Because they'll have a birth and then they'll be in the sky for some time and then they'll disappear at some point and then be reborn again, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They disappear when they are close to the sun
Yeah.
because we will not be able to see it.
Yeah.
And the heliacal rise is the first appearance in the morning before sunrise, and it is perceived by most of the people, by everyone, almost. Well, there are some people with very sharp vision, which they could see a heliacal rise a faint a faint star maybe several days before the average eyesight,
Mm-hmm.
but this only of a faint star.
Mm-hmm.
Venus, everybody will see Venus.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, on the day when she rises, Jupiter again the same thing.
Yeah.
So because I have heard some questions about, oh, but this heliacal rise, maybe it depends on the sharpness of the vision.
Mm.
And so what do we do? And then everything will depend on the sharpness of the vision of the priest. Well, this is not true. This is not true.
Right.
Only very, very faint stars.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Uh, yeah,
If you've looked at the sky, I have, I've looked at Venus rising, Jupiter, etc., how can you can't not see those, especially those, Jupiter and Venus especially, they are so bright, so bright.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also this this question is also that this does not depend on the sharpness of the vision of the observer, of the priest, but I mean the astrological implications of such a phenomenon. But it depends when the majority of the people are able to see it.
Hmm.
So this is the point here, that if 90% of the people can see a heliacal rising on a certain day, that's the day of the heliacal rising, because this goes to the consciousness of all people,
Right.
to yeah, to this uh, yeah, common, how Jung call it, like the common consciousness. He had terminology about this, if
Uh,
you
collect,
remember.
uh,
Collective,
collect,
collective, collective unconscious.
collective unconscious. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Also, you see, this also touches on the on the on on the question of the ecliptic. Like the tropical zodiac is connected with the cardinal points, with the equinoxes and with the solstices. However, when it is winter in England, it is summer in Australia.
Yeah.
So, if someone is born in Australia during the summer, however, according to the tropical ecliptic used today, his sun will be somewhere where? In Capricorn,
Mm.
in, instead of Cancer,
Yeah.
in Aquarius instead of Leo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So this again can be solved in this way of thinking, that okay, this is important. What is the season in Australia when someone was born there?
Mhm.
If this is on the summer solstice for Australia, which is the winter solstice for Europe, then of course we must consider this. We must consider that this guy is born during this hot season.
Mhm.
However, I think like 70 or 80% of the population of the earth lives in the northern part,
Mhm.
right? So this works on the collective
Mhm.
subconsciousness.
Mhm.
So I think we must consider both.
Mhm. Mhm. Rel
So in yeah,
Relative to stars rising, heliacal phases and so forth, the visualization of when they appear, you're talking about that still, right?
yeah, this also, but in this case, I was thinking about the zodiac,
Right.
the tropical zodiac,
Right. Right.
right? Because somebody is born in the summer in Europe.
Mhm.
This can be Cancer, this can be Leo,
Mhm.
uh, and if at the same time somebody is born in Australia, okay, where's the sun then? Is it in Is it in Cancer and in Leo, which are associated with sunlight, with summertime?
Mm.
But this guy is born in the winter there. There is snow for him. So, so I think we must consider both.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
The tropical zodiac is topical. It's connected with the seasons, and we must consider everything which happens at the place of the birth.
Yeah.
Like when will the strawberries um, become ripe, ready, or when is the grape season,
Mhm.
or all kinds of these details that these people of ancient times knew, and these people who are now farmers and peasants, they also know. But we, the city guys, city gals, we are a little bit oof.
Definitely.
Not,
Not so in touch with the rhythm of nature, Not so in touch.
yes.
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Can we just
yeah.
circle back to the three guys? Because we didn't talk about Bruce Lee. I just wondered if you had anything else to say about Bruce Lee. Because you talked about the light, Apollo and Jesus, um, the color of the eyes, the no beard, and the connection between Apollo and Alexander the Great. Was there anything about Bruce Lee at all, or was it just that he was 33 and that's it? Was there any?
Yes, yeah. But this is enough to connect him with the solar principles, because there are all kinds of conspiration theories. There are all kinds of real conspirations and imagined conspirations. But it is very, very hard to conspire uh, of the age of death of someone, right? Like you cannot fake it, right? You cannot fake when Alexander the Great actually died. Neither Bruce Lee. uh, so there are all kinds of such kind of strange facts which we must be aware, and we must watch for them, like the cycles. For example, uh, what is the age difference between a father and a son, or between friends, or between you and your boss,
Mm-hmm.
or how long does a relationship last? How many years or how many months?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Relationship or some kind of association, partnership, uh, how long in years, in months did it last? Because then we can connect it with one of the planets, with one of the principles.
Mm-hmm.
If a relationship lasts for 8 years, then this is Venus.
Yeah.
My 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 marriage lasted for 8 years.
Ah, okay.
So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um, Also, this war in Ukraine.
Mm.
Okay, it started on the 24th of February, 2022. But 8 years before that, on the 22nd of February, almost the same day, on the 22nd of February 2014 was this revolution or coup d'etat, or they call it different names in Ukraine.
Hmm.
They changed the power there
Hmm.
in 2014, and 8 years later started the war. And actually, when they changed the power in 2014, then they started these hostilities with Donbass, with Crimea. They cut the water. So all these hostilities started on the on a low burner on a certain lower level in 2022, and 8 years after that started the big war. So this is again Venus, but
Is
this
this is Venus morning star, right?
is
Yeah.
this could be this is more logical to be Venus of the war,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
so we it is good to watch for these periods to see them in real life around 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 us, right?
Sorry, I missed that. Who are you referring to with that statement? I didn't quite get it.
Like
You mean
Venus.
the leaders in governments and such people?
Yeah, it is good to watch for these periods and cycles
All right.
in our real
Right.
life.
Yeah, got it. Sorry. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So you have a boss. Okay, check out what is the when which year was this boss born and which year you were born and what is the difference.
And what does that tell us? Like the years between two individuals.
This will tell us what is the common principle which is in this relationship, in this connection.
In relative to Venus and the 8 year cycle, or
Well, depends what will be the cycle. Like if your boss or your husband is 8 years older, then this is Venus. If he is 4 years older, then this is the moon.
right. Okay, so those cycles that you briefly spoke about in the first session relative to the planets. I remember the moon was 4, Venus 8. I've forgotten Mercury, Mars 17, 18, I think, Sun 19. That's all I remember. So you're talking about those cycles, right? And
Uh,
how you
yeah.
can use those cycles just in relationship as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This these cycles that I was talking then were these general cycles
Mm.
about which Ptolemy wrote.
Right. Yeah.
But the cycles are many more cycles. I will now show you.
Hmm.
Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's here. Let's see. I will show you. I'll share the screen and I will show you the table. You see it?
Yes.
Wait a minute. It's something got wrong here. Here, yeah. So this is a table
Hmm.
of. I'm trying to. Okay, let's see. as you see here, these are the heliacal cycles of the planets.
Okay.
Um, okay, and here are they are of several types, like short, medium, long, and giant. For example, if we take Mars,
Mm.
the basic cycle means from one heliacal rise to the next,
Okay.
which will happen in a different place.
Right.
However, the real heliacal cycles show the same phenomenon happening at the same place of the zodiac. For example, Mars. Okay, we have here 15 years minus 18 days.
Mm-hmm.
There is also another cycle which is 17 years. So Mars is in interchanging. Like uh, it will be two cycles of 15 years and then one of 17, and then again 15, 15, 17, 15, 15, 17.
Right.
Uh, and uh, that's why the medium cycle is 47, because this is 2 times 15 plus 1 17-year cycle. And actually this is much more exact. 47 years minus 7 days, this is much more exact than this shorter uh, cycle.
Okay.
um, so let's see if I can show it how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that would be good visually.
Let's take here the birth. All right, this is the chart. This is the chart of Erdogan.
Who?
Erdogan.
Yeah, who is that? Sorry, maybe I'm not understanding.
Oh, Erdogan. This is the Sultan of Turkey right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Erdogan now has a huge success, big time for Erdogan. He conquered Syria.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
So Erdogan, the president of Turkey,
Mm.
Moon conjunct Mars with Antares, with the heart of Antares, to the degree, the 15th degree.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And that's very close to the meridian, almost there, almost there. So that's a extremely important conjunction here during nighttime happening, and the moon is decreasing, which means that this conjunction is good.
Right.
Mars and Venus are nighttime
Yes.
planets.
Yes.
So if a person has moon conjunct Mars, it will be good if it's happening in the nighttime, and it will be bad if it is happening in the daytime.
Right.
Right now, when Erdogan was born, this was nighttime. And also, the moon, if it is decreasing, it is connected with the nighttime planets, Mars and Venus. So we have here the two criteria
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Decreasing moon is nighttime planets connected,
Right.
and also nighttime birth chart.
Right.
So that's why this conjunction here is okay. It's a good conjunction, and that's why he has such a military
Mm.
successes
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. So let's see now when actually did Mars appear. So I'll go to dynamic and I'll move the time like you see where is the sun here. So when the sun was somewhere here, Mars probably helically rose. So I'll go back with the time until we see when Mars rose. Let's see. We should remember also that the heliacal rise of the planets and the stars is different
Hmm.
for the different latitudes.
Yes. So for those of you listening at the moment, what Rumen means by that is if you're living in Melbourne, Australia, for example, you might see Venus rising in the morning sky as a morning star after she appears at a particular date. And if you're in New York, USA, might not be the same date at all. It might be a couple of weeks later or days later or earlier. It just depends on your location. So these heliacal phases of the planets, that is when they're appearing and disappearing, varies depending on where you live on the Earth. That's always important to take into absolute consideration.
So I got the heliacal rise of Mars it before the birth of Erdogan
Yeah,
because this is important. When Mars rises heliacally, this is his birth.
right.
Um, and until the next heliacal rise, there is this period of 2 years and something, in which period rules this incarnation, so to say, of Mars. So here, look, Mars MF0 means morning first.
Right.
Zero means that Mars is rising exactly on this day when this chart is made for, and this is the 8th of September, 1953, and this is for this 41 degrees 40 minutes latitude north.
Mhm.
So on the 8th of September, Mars rose.
So what
Uh,
was his date of birth? It was after this, right?
yes, of course, yeah.
I thought you
So
said,
8th,
yeah.
8th of September, 53. Let's see what was the date of birth of this guy. Maybe we must look here. 54, February 26, February 26, yes.
Okay, okay. So that's what, October, November, December, January, February. It's about 5 months before his birth, Mars
Yeah.
rose. Right. So even though it was 5 months before, that's still very, very significant for him, right?
Yes, yes, because everybody who was born in this period between these two heliacal appearances of Mars
Right.
will be under the influence of this particular incarnation of Mars, which started for this latitude, started on the 8th of September 1953. And we
Right.
see here Mars rose in the second degree of Babylonian Leon,
Okay.
which is very, very interesting because in this degree we have uh, two powerful stars very, very close to this degree. Like the first one is Alphard, which is Hydra, which is the heart of the Hydra.
Right.
The heart of the Hydra was in the third degree or the second degree of Leo.
Okay.
And the third degree of Leo is one of the sacred degrees of these seven sacred degrees.
Ah.
So
Third, the
Mars,
third, the third degree of Leo, is it? A sacred degree.
yeah, and also the fifth.
Okay.
In the third degree, we have the heart of the Hydra, and in the fifth degree, we have the heart of Leo, of the lion. So Hydra is Tiamat. This is the destruction force of the universe, the Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Babylonian Tiamat, which was the dragon of the destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo, the lion, the celestial lion, which is treading on the Hydra, is Marduk.
Marduk.
Marduk, who actually defeated Tiamat and saved the world. And Regulus is the heart of Marduk, actually.
And
So
Marduk is Jupiter, is that right?
yes,
Yeah.
connected with Jupiter.
Yeah.
In the Babylonian tradition, Marduk was the supreme lord.
Yeah.
They even had monotheism,
Ah,
uh, and this is already proven by some of the scholars. They claim that in the late Babylon, Marduk was the only god, the one god, and everything was in him, and he was everywhere. Uh, he had 50 names. And yeah, so the celestial Leo is symbolically the king of the universe,
right. Mm.
and
Mm.
the celestial Hydra was the symbol of the dragon of destruction,
Right.
Tiamat, called Tiamat in Babylonian tradition. Mm,
What degrees is that, Roman? The Hydra or Hydra. Six is that
Here,
16? 16?
no, here, no, 16. Here, uh, you don't see here the coordinates of the stars. The Hydra is, I think, in the second degree, or let me see. I can, if I go here, no. If I go here, I can see exactly where is this. If I look here at Alphard, we're looking for Alphard, which is, I think, somewhere around. Let's see. Okay, if I'll order them by constellation, so I'll find it easier.
Mhm.
Alphard, here it is. The
Oh,
third degree, yeah, the third degree. 2 degrees, you see here, Babylonian coordinates, 2 degrees, 30 minutes of Babylonian Leo.
uh-huh.
In the Ptolemaic tropical, it is in the 27 degrees of Leo for this year here, which
Mhm.
is 1917. It has not moved too much. I can put
Mhm.
here 2024. Let's see. Yeah, right now it's in the 28 degree of tropical Leo. and in 2 degrees 29 minutes of Babylonian Leo. So Alphard, which is the heart of the Hydra, is in the third degree, which is one of the seven sacred degrees of the zodiac.
Mm.
So you see, Mars is right there. So in this period, which this incarnation of Mars on the sky, so to say, started on the 8th of September 1953, and it will go for 2 years and something.
Like a
Two
Mars
years.
return. That's
Pardon?
that 2 years. That's how long it takes Mars to travel through the zodiac, right? It's like a
Yeah, it will. Mars, when he appears once, he will stay on the sky for 2 years and a half on the average.
Hmm.
And then everybody who is born in this period
Yeah.
will be under this particular incarnation of Mars. So depends where Mars will appear. If
Yeah.
he appears as he appears here,
Mm,
like in conjunction with the heart of the Hydra and very close to the heart of the celestial Leo,
mm,
this is like somebody who will be leading, some leader,
mm, mm,
um, somebody with great ambition.
mm-hmm,
If Mars appeared, let's say, in the horns of Capricorn,
mm-hmm.
then this guy will be very sexual. This period in these 2 years and a half, all these people born will be under this other particular Mars, which was born in the horns of Capricorn.
Right.
So if it was born, if Mars appeared in conjunction with Aldebaran, he will stay again 2 years and something, and all people born in this period will be under Mars appearing with Aldebaran, which will be business, which will be money making. Um, so, uh,
And so,
where,
Roman, this,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. This principle applies to all the planets, right? Of
yes, yes, yes.
course. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Go on. Go on. Yeah. Go on.
so here we see Mars appearing in a very special place, very strong place. Because, as I said, these 2 degrees, the third and the fifth of the Babylonian Leo, are 2 degrees which are sacred. In the whole zodiac, there are seven such degrees.
Can you tell us what they are, please?
Taurus has three degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It is 15,
Mm-hmm.
it is 27, and it is 30.
Okay.
15, 27, and 30.
Okay.
Then Leo, three, the third degree, and the fifth degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Scorpio,
Yeah.
which is the seventh degree.
Yeah.
And we have Aquarius, which is the 20th.
Variance 20th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Taurus, did you say 30 for Taurus? Was there a
30, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
now we want to check this these cycles. That's why we actually started all this research on this chart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see here 47 years minus 7 days. Okay, let's check this. 47 years minus 7 days. So we go here and we put here 47 years. This will be 2000, right? It will be 2000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Minus 7 days, it will be the 1st of September.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yes, morning first one. This means that he
Oh,
appeared 1 day before that. Actually, wait, this MF1 means that he will appear 1 day after the 1st of September on the 2nd of September. You see?
and
Well, it is not exactly the same place because Mars has very irregular cycle, just like Mercury. Mars and Mercury have the most irregular cycles of all planets.
oh, okay. I didn't know that about Mars. Okay.
Yes, Mars uh, in uh, in Babylon was called the incalculable,
Right.
the planet which cannot be calculated.
Wow. Okay.
Uh, However, we see here that Mars appeared heliacally very close to the same place.
Right.
This means these are the heliacal period.
So this is 47 years after his birth, right?
Uh, this is 47 years after the appearance of Mars.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're taking it from the first appearance and then 47 years later, this is where Mars appears again. And what we're seeing is that Mars is very close to where it was 47 years ago, where it appeared. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yes. So this
Okay.
is, or we can, let's see, again, let's go to the chart of this guy, this famous guy, Erdogan. So, so he was born in this period of Mars, which started with his appearance in the heart of the Hydra.
Hmm.
And now you see he was born when Mars was exact conjunction with the heart of Scorpio.
Hmm.
So we have here a lot of Martian energy,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
lot of Martian energy, and also the moon is there. So,
Yes.
uh, mm,
Yeah, I haven't really followed him or, what he's done or what he's doing. So that's why I'm not too familiar, but I understand what you're saying here because he's a leader, right? And he's what is did you say he's trying to overtake Syria? Or
well, he actually did
he actually
over
did.
he did overtook Syria like in this several days
Mm,
on the this forces that he supported.
mm.
They took Damascus on the I think on the 8th of December, 3 days ago.
Really?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And here again,
Hmm.
if we put here, okay, this is his, um, let's see, we can go to his birth time, which is here. But if we put here, okay, he was born February 26th, so here we must put 2023, February, his birthday, but on 2023. And now we check this prognosis technique. 2 hours equals 1 year,
Ah, okay.
which which is which is connected with the so-called perfections. The so-called perfections are very, 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 very simplified, way to do it, because they just move everything with 30 degrees
Hmm.
every year. However, the truth is that this prognosis technique comes from Babylon, and it is used every 2 hours after birth equals 1 year of life.
Right.
They divided the day in 12 parts, just like the zodiac is 12 parts.
Mm.
They divided the day
Mm.
from the day in 12 parts, and each part uh, requires 2 hours
Hmm.
to rise, right? Like uh, one full circle.
Hmm.
If we divide it in 12, each part will be 2 hour modern hours.
Okay.
So if we refresh here, 23rd of February, actually, right now is 24, so we must put 24 actually, because from his birthday on 2024, he will enter into this kind of thing until 2025 in this so-called perfection.
Right.
And look, for
Okay.
this period,
Mm.
from February 24 until February 25,
So we're looking at Mars, right?
Mars is on his
Yeah.
ascendant.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
So
Mars, 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 right? With this guy, right?
next, next year will be Sagittarius, and so on.
Mm.
Uh, so this is how we can connect all these
Ah,
cycles.
that's very
But
interesting.
talking about, I'll go now again to birth and give you example with Venus. You see here is written evening first one.
I was going to ask you about that. Yes.
This means EEF one means evening first one, which means that the next day Venus will show up as Aphrodite, as an evening star.
Right.
Uh, and look, they are both Mercury and Venus are in the 20th degree of Aquarius, which is another one of the seven sacred degrees.
Ah.
So if I move with one day, the next day after his birth, Venus already rises as an evening star in the 21st degree of Aquarius. All right,
Mm.
let's look at the table. What we have for Venus, 8 years minus 2 days. Okay, let's check this. 8 years minus 2 days, it will be 62, 1962, the 25th of February, right? Minus 2 days.
Mhm.
Refresh. Yes, evening first zero in the 19th degree of Aquarius.
Wow. Hmm.
So this is the table for the heliacal cycles of the planets, and we can use them, as I said, everywhere in charts and also in everyday life. Like if we so these years are important. These cycles are important. Also, not like here, all the multiples
Mhm.
and even parts of the multiples are important here. Um, you
What
see
does
here,
this graph mean exactly? Heliacal periods of the planets and fixed stars and multiples. So,
well, look, 8, 16, 24.
right. So,
After 8 years, Venus will rise at the same place. But also after 16
uh-huh.
and after 24.
Okay. Okay.
And if someone is born with very strong Mars on MC, let's say, or on the ascendant, then all these years here will be crucial. Like, wait a minute, like 15 or 17, depends in what kind of Martian cycle is this person born. But then 32, because 32 is 15 plus 17, 47, 64. All these years here
Mhm.
will may be connected with event.
Yeah. Yeah.
If if someone has Mars on MC, then watch for the 15 year or the 17
Mm.
or the 32, for the 47, the 64 major event will happen, which will be by its nature what is the influence of the Mars in the chart.
Mm.
And the same for Jupiter. If someone is born with Jupiter on MC, then watch this year's 12, 24, 36,
Mm.
48. And the same with all other planets.
Okay.
Also, you can spread this to all kinds of areas, even to historical events with a certain country or a certain dynasty, or how many years a certain king ruled.
Hmm.
There are many examples when kings and dictators ruled for 12 years,
Hmm.
which is Jupiter. I think Alexander the Great was ruling for 12 years.
Right. Okay.
Uh, and also these giant cycles, they can be connected with historical events, with countries or with cities,
Mm.
or again with dynasties.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
So when you're
again,
looking at, sorry, Roman, when you're looking at an individual chart relative to these cycles, and you really need, in order to assess whether that particular, whether it's the 15, the 17, or the 12 for Jupiter, or 24, whichever cycle you choose and planet, those planets need to be specifically on the midheaven and ascendant.
well, if a planet is in a strong place, then it will be active. It will be the most active planet in a given chart.
Mm.
And then this cycle will be very important because it is belongs to the most active planet. But if we have a planet which is somewhere in the sixth house,
Mm.
somewhere where it will not have huge power,
Yeah.
then of course the events associated with its cycle will be the same
Right.
without huge power.
Right. Got it. Yeah. That's what I wanted to clarify just for people listening, because some people might they might think, oh, I should be looking at when I'm 24, when I'm 12, when I'm 36, they're going to be big turning points for my life. It's not necessarily the case. It depends where Jupiter is in your chart when you were born, right? That's in terms of
Yes.
that cycle, of the cycle of Jupiter, the years of Jupiter. Um, yeah,
There
yeah,
of course will be events,
yeah.
but if Jupiter is in a weak house,
Mm,
uh, then the event will be also weak.
mm, mm. I guess when we're talking about events in this context, we are, I think you are talking about really sort of significant events on the external, right? Like on the material plane, in the physical experience.
Yeah, events which will touch the whole being of the person, physical, emotional, in mental,
Oh, okay.
spiritual.
Okay. Okay. Now,
And
hmm.
this yeah, we can use this also. We can use even like 1/3 or 1/2 of the cycle, like Venus will be 4 years,
Yeah.
one half.
Right.
For Mars, it will be five, one third.
Right.
But this will not be so powerful.
Right.
The most powerful will be on the cycle.
Right. Right. Okay. So with the chart we were looking at before, with the guy from Turkey, he was born with Venus evening first, I think, was it? Um,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Ve-
um, so for those that don't understand that terminology, because there may be some people that are not familiar with that, because it's very specific to your program as well. What's happening here is that Venus, which is shaded out in gray, it's showing us here that she's invisible, right? She's been invisible and she's about to be reborn as an evening star because she formed the conjunction to the sun, okay? And she's going to be reborn as an evening star. That's what we're seeing. And the fact that she's invisible has a whole meaning to it as well, separately from anything else we're talking about today.
oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anastasia, let me
Yeah.
fill my
Yeah.
glass
Yeah,
with
please do.
another cup.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
I'll be back.
No worries. So, for those of you that are watching and listening, as I was just saying, this is Ruman's program. So, I've shown you guys this program on my channel a couple of different times, a few different times. And one of the great things, as you can see here, is like we're looking at the birth chart of this individual who is a leader of Turkey in Europe, who's, from what Roman has just explained to us, is a very powerful, influential individual on military and you could say assault, assault in military, right? I mean, when you go and take somebody else's country, that's some kind of assault, right? So anyway, it's just very interesting. But and I think what Roman has tried to uh, present to us today is that the sheer power of Mars in this individual's chart, because Mars is at the same degree of the royal star Antares, 15 degrees of Scorpio. That's a royal star, Antares. So Mars is there with the moon. So just that within itself is extremely powerful. Then he showed us when Mars first appeared in its heliacal phase relative to when this individual was born, which was September the year before. And where it rose was very close to Hydra. and also very close to what was it? It was the heart of the lion, I think, from memory. Anyway, it was very close to sacred degrees. So Ruman told us what the seven sacred degrees were. I hope you noted them down, or you can rewind and note them down later. So we're seeing a few different layers here. We're seeing the Mars Moon conjunction at Antares when he was born. We're seeing that the heliacal phase of Mars before his birth, which is, as Ruman was saying before, when Mars its heliacal phase, where it appears in the sky, that that zone has got something very descriptive to show us relative to what stars are there, in which constellation it is. That's the energy, that's the spirit, the ether, the energy of that Mars heliacal phase, right? For anyone born during that time. That is from September 1953 for the next couple of years. So people born during that period are going to have that kind of Mars energy about them. Very, very powerful, close to Hydra, etc. And then we moved on and we just looked at some other cycles as well that connect to this too. We looked at um, let me just think. My brain's just gone frozen. Perfections, that's right. Perfections in the ancient system, 2 hours equals 1 year. That's correct, Roman. Yes?
Yes, every 2 hours
Mm.
after birth
Equals 1 year.
equals to equals 1 year. Every two modern hours.
I don't know, that's right.
It
And
is
then,
it is very simple because you divide the day as we divide the zodiac
yeah, yeah,
in 12 parts.
yeah. What do you think about this guy here? I know he's got so much power with the whole Mars thing and Taurus and the heliacal phase of Mars. So I totally understand all that. But I'm always curious about leaders who are powerful in military, and they're not born with a Venus morning star. They're born with a Venus evening star, which is Aphrodite, right? So I'm always curious about that. I know that's going to happen, obviously, because this is one example. But I'm just wondering what you think about that, Ruman.
Mm, that this guy is born with Venus in evening first
Mm.
heliacal phase. Yeah, and yeah, well, he has here conjunction between Venus and Mercury in the sacred degree of Aquarius. So this is a planet which is in the heliacal phase, which means plus minus 7 days from appearance or from disappearance, is extremely important. Here we have both. Venus is rising as an evening star, and Mercury is disappearing. Mercury, here you see EL minus 6. Maybe you cannot see very well here, but if I go here,
Mhm.
you can see here heliacal phase, Mercury EL minus 6, which means that Mercury has disappeared 6 days before this day,
Uh-huh.
before the birthday of Erdogan.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so Venus is appearing,
Yeah.
Mercury is disappearing
Yeah.
like an evening star.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so this here has importance not so much for the war,
Right.
but but for spirituality,
Oh, okay.
because you see, Hermes has one group of stars which are for spirituality, and they have the energy of Mercury and Venus
Right.
together.
Right.
Uh, and we have here this same energy in a sacred degree. So this here talks about spirituality. So this guy, Erdogan, is very, very spiritual. He knows the Holy Quran by heart, I
Mm-hmm.
think. I
Mm-hmm.
suppose he prays, he writes poems. He
Right.
he writes religious spiritual poems.
Okay.
So he has some probably has some kind of insights, spiritual insights. Maybe he even receives some kind of messages from the spiritual realm because of this conjunction here, Mercury and Venus.
Okay.
Uh, of
So,
course,
pardon, sorry. So because they're at that sacred degree as well, this is what's enhancing that spiritual component of the energy of Mercury, Venus being invisible.
yeah. Well, they are invisible, but they are in a heliacal
Right.
phase,
Right. Yeah. And
which
that's what makes
which
yeah.
which makes them even stronger than if they were visible and without heliacal phase. So
Yeah.
they are in a heliacal phase, which makes them extremely strong. And
Mm-hmm.
this degree 20th of Aquarius, this is in the middle of the water that Aquarius is pouring down the
Mm-hmm.
zodiac.
Uh-huh.
So this is the water of spiritual insights.
Mm.
However, look here, things are not so bright. Erdogan is not a saint.
I didn't
He
think
may
so.
have, he may has, you see, he may have some spiritual insights. He may be very, very spiritual, but I don't think he is a saint because not only what we see, but also astrologically there is this square between Mars and Moon and Venus and Mercury.
Yes.
So something which may influence his spirituality is this conjunction of the Moon and Mars up there on the meridian,
Yeah.
which is very martial, very action oriented, very very social oriented. So instead of going into a cave and praying,
Yeah.
or or instead of becoming a wandering dervish in the Anatolia,
Yeah.
you know, he jumps in the politics to
Yeah.
save Turkey, to save
Yeah.
the Islamic world.
Yeah.
Uh, he has even ambitions to free Jerusalem.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Um, so
To free Jerusalem from who?
well, from occupation.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Mm,
Very good. Very good.
so he has big plans. He has huge plans, ambitions. Uh, and this is what we can see very, very well in this chart because he has also Saturn up in the sky.
Mm.
Saturn, but Saturn is a day planet. So
Mm.
Mars is good to him, but
Yeah.
Saturn may be a challenge.
Uh-huh.
Saturn may lead to his downfall
Downfall.
if he's too connected with the negative energies of Saturn, which is power, more power,
You mean
cruelty.
Mars? You mean
Huh?
Mars? If he's connected
Saturn,
to
Saturn.
Saturn.
No, Saturn, as you see here, is also close to the meridian.
Yes.
See, you see Saturn here,
Yeah.
and we have here also the lot of the spirit.
Uh-huh.
So
That's what
Saturn up in the sky means one thing: power,
yeah, okay.
power. And if he gets too thirsty for power on any price, then this may lead to his downfall.
Hmm. Is Saturn connecting to anything important from the point of view of the constellation there or the stars? From what you
Uh,
can see?
you see, if we look where is Saturn, it is like between the uh, balance and the feet of Virgo.
Hmm.
Uh, symbolically, this is connected with justice,
Hmm.
balance.
Hmm.
Mm, so he may believe that he is like the hand of God for justice.
Yeah.
Uh, interesting chart and powerful, very very powerful.
Hmm.
And what is more interesting is that I have also the chart of Osama bin Laden,
Okay.
and and you see Osama bin Laden also has conjunction of Mercury and Venus.
Oh, really? Ah. Hmm.
So he also was very spiritual. He also wrote
Hmm.
spiritual religious poems.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we have some kind of analogy here.
Hmm.
But Osama bin Laden, let me see if I can find his chart. It is also very interesting chart. Let's see. Where is this? Where is this dude? Osama bin Laden. I found him.
I met some of his family because I was living in Saudi Arabia. I was
Uh-huh.
working there and I met some of his family members and they're actually very nice people. Anyway,
Well, yes. Well,
that's a fact.
uh, well, they don't have to be, some demons, of
No,
course.
I know, but I know that a lot of people would be surprised to hear that because people make assumptions, without knowing, right? Generally speaking, So, but I'm very curious to see his chart. Is this his chart?
Yes. You see here at the same place, Venus and Mercury conjunction almost at the same place as in the chart of Erdogan.
Right. Okay.
Here Venus is, but here Venus is morning lust.
Morning
Uh,
last, yeah.
like 4 days before his birth, Venus has disappeared.
Right.
So this conjunction is not so powerful as with Erdogan,
Mm-hmm.
but by the heliacal state of Mercury and Venus, because Mercury is invisible and Venus is in a heliacal phase, but it is disappearing,
Mm-hmm.
which is not so positive as appearing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is on the meridian, so again, very powerful.
Mm.
And we see here, of course, Mars in the rising sign in the second degree of Babylonian Taurus, which, guess what, is absolutely to the degree conjunct with the Gorgona Medusa,
Ah.
which is Algol here. Algol, you see Algol, Mars in the second degree of Babylonian Towers, where is projected Algol. The Pleiades in the fifth and in the sixth degrees are not very far away.
Mm.
So this here, from the beginning of the Babylonian Taurus until the Pleiades, is a very risky area very, very risky area. And especially if we have Mars there, it's kind of a show. Such people can be easily how to say mm, they they can fall prey to some to the devil, actually,
Mm.
to these spirits, to these evil spirits which are associated with Algol and with the Pleiades. At the same time, this area from the beginning of Taurus until, let's say, the Pleiades are in the fifth and the sixth degree, so until maybe the eighth degree or the 10th degree, like the first 10th degree of the Babylonian Taurus, are degrees of
Spiritual trial.
spiritual trial, because such people first they can have this whispering from the demons, from evil ghosts. And second, they can be given some kind of spiritual powers,
Mm-hmm.
and if they misuse them, then they can be in big trouble. Um, the Pleiades and Algol, yes, if they are important, if they are on the meridian or in the rising sign, and we have there a planet, then some kind of tribulation, of trial, of can come to them through this planet.
Mm.
So Mars here is again action, violence,
Mm.
revolution,
Mm. Mm.
and Algol is the Gorgona Medusa, fear, 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 and again fear. So a guy born with Mars conjunct Algol in the rising sign can instill fear in people.
Mm.
We have here also Aldebaran, which means money. He
Mhm.
was rich. His family is very, very rich.
Very, very rich.
Very,
Very.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you know.
Oh, wow. This is so fascinating, Roman. Wow. Hmm.
But you see, we have here Venus and Mercury up there.
Hmm.
Um, this also gives in the very close to the meridian. This gives his so to called, if we can say this, his soft side, the soft side of Osama,
Yeah.
uh, which is, poetry, religion, spirituality. Well, Osama bin Laden is the big ogre in our Western world, but to many many people in the Eastern world, in the Muslim countries, there are many many people who consider him a saint even. Uh, yeah. He was, I think he had a high spiritual level. I mean, spiritual level in concentration,
Mm.
which means that he probably had some spiritual power, spiritual insights, but this was only concentration. This was the same as any strong black magician will have also. This kind of
Mm.
insights, this kind of power uh, of concentration. So
Mm.
definitely, definitely, he also was some kind of arithmetic, mathematical genius. Like he could multiply huge numbers in his in his heart.
Wow.
Like he could multiply it, let's say 7,394 multiplied by 2,788, and he'll give you the answer in a second.
Wow, that blows my mind. Yeah, that really blows my mind when people have that kind of ability.
You see here Saturn,
Mm,
Saturn on the descendant.
mm,
This is also a strong point. Western horizon, meridian, eastern horizon, western horizon.
mm,
Saturn is mathematics.
mm,
However, look again, we have here Saturn squaring Venus and Mercury.
mm,
So this is what actually is destroying his real spirituality.
mm.
Saturn,
Saturn.
which means cruelty,
Yeah.
which means power greediness,
Mm,
which means also dogmas,
mm.
dogmatics, dogmatics. Um,
So Saturn really can bring the demise of people down, right? Because in the two examples, I mean, in the other example, the Turkish man, all right, he had the Mars moon square Mercury Venus, but Saturn was very strong up there near the meridian as well. And this
but,
guy has Saturn setting on the west, so still powerful point. And
but you
Saturn,
see that there is one huge difference. Saturn in the chart of Osama is in day chart,
yes.
which means that Saturn has more of his good qualities.
Mm.
And in the chart of Erdogan, it is the opposite. Saturn is in a night chart, which is bad. So Saturn can bring the downfall of Erdogan. And
Mm,
here we have Mars,
mm.
which is bringing this downfall because Mars is a night planet and this is a day chart.
Yes, very good point. Very good point. Yes,
But
okay.
you see here we have also Saturn squaring his sun,
Mm,
which means paranoia, which means some kind of imperfections and delusions in the conceptual in his conceptual view of the world.
mm,
So Saturn scoring Sun, this may be a huge problem
mm.
in the psychological
Yeah,
makeup of a
yeah.
person.
I've seen it so many times. Very difficult aspect. Sun square Saturn, very difficult. Mm. Mm. Wow.
And here is a table
Hmm.
of the morning first appearance of stars uh, for different latitudes. 34th south, 20 south, 26, and then 26 north, 32 north, 42, 52, and 62 north. So you see, for example, what is the difference
Mm.
in the date of the heliacal rise for the different latitudes. Altair, for example, look here. For the 34th south latitude, it is on the 19th of February 2020. This
Mm.
is for the year 2020 for this extinction. And if we go, let's say 42 north, it is on the 10th of January.
Yeah, very different, isn't it? Mm.
So we must take in account the latitude,
Latitude, yeah.
geographical latitude.
Yeah. Did you write this table yourself, Roman? That would have taken a fair bit of time to do all of that.
Yes, yes, I did.
Wow.
You can, yeah, you can see this in the program. Of course, if we go to, let's see here, well, there are several modules where we can see this. We can choose a star here, Altair. Here we put the coordinates, geographical latitude, geographical longitude, time zone, and extinction of the atmosphere. The extinction of the atmosphere shows how thick is the atmosphere,
Thick,
how
thick.
how thick, what is the transparency of the atmosphere. 0.24 is like an average extinction, which is okay to work with this.
Mm.
But the truth is that the extinction is different at different places.
Yeah.
Somewhere,
Mm.
somewhere it can be 0.20 or or even 0.16.
Yeah.
And somewhere where the atmosphere is very dense,
Mm.
then it can go even to 0.30.
And is that in relation to um, sort of like seasons and weather and, things like that?
It is it is related to the atmosphere, how many water water vapors will be there, or how many dust.
Mm. Okay.
But 0.24 is a good way, a good number to work with.
Okay.
Um, and the extinction of the atmosphere is important for faint objects,
Uh,
faint stars.
makes sense.
But but it doesn't have impact on bright stars, or Venus, Jupiter,
Mm. Mm.
Sirius, such kind of bright stars and planets. It has much less impact.
Mm. Mm. Makes sense. Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, we can put here this all this data, and then compute morning first. So morning first for 2024 for this latitude here, which is northern latitude. We hit compute, and here it is January 11th. Altair is Heliacal rising.
Right.
Or we can choose any other star. Okay, Capella is on the 31st of May, and so on.
Okay. Okay. So, but what you've shown us in the graph, I think you had about four different latitudes there, didn't you? I think about,
Uh,
yeah.
more than four different latitudes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow. Hmm. What does the circum mean, Roman? When you got the
Uh,
word circum.
Circumpolar means that the star does not go invisible.
Ah.
And like invisible, this is for invisible, which means that this star does not show up on the sky, never, for the given latitude. So, for example, for 52 north, for 62 north, Shaula, which is lambda of Scorpio,
Yeah.
does not show on the sky at all. You
Really?
can you cannot see it.
Wow.
Yeah, you know that if you are in Australia, you can see a lot of stars which you cannot see from Norway and
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. That always fascinates me. Yeah. Hmm. Is Altair a powerful star woman?
Yes, yes. Altair is in the Eagle. It's in the seventh degree of Babylonian Capricorn, or in the third degree of tropical Aquarius for this year. So it's a star of Jupiter and Mars, a star of leaders.
It's on my ascendant. That's why I'm asking for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, powerful star.
Hmm.
It is in the same group as Regulus, Jupiter and Mars, and as Antares also is the same group.
Hmm. Okay.
So every star is different.
Hmm.
They may be in the same group, but they are different in their light, in their colors, in their brightness,
Hmm.
in their variability, whether they increase light or decrease. And also they are connected to a different mythology.
Hmm. Hmm.
Regulus is connected with the mythology of the fight of Marduk with Tiamat,
Hmm.
and Altair is the eagle. It is Mars, but in a more noble way. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where's a good place to read these myths with the stars, like, with the ancient sort of Babylonian myths and that. Have you got a
Mm,
book on have you got a book on any of that? Like, have you put anything together for that kind of study at all? For those that
I
might
have
be interested?
I have written three books on Mesopotamian Babylonian astrology in Bulgarian only. So they wait for translation to translate them in English, but we'll see when. Otherwise, there are a lot of editions by the scholars of myths, but they are not in one place.
Mm,
Like the best would be to read the original text in translation, because there are books which are about Babylonian mythology, but they don't quote exactly the original text. They just, the writer just overall picture gives some kind of overall picture of a given myth, and they very very often miss details which are extremely important
yeah,
details.
yeah, yeah. So I can't wait for your books to be translated. I didn't know that you had three written in Bulgarian and you're waiting for them to be translated. Do you think it's going to be a long time before that happens, or you're not sure at the moment?
Hmm, I don't know, but
Hmm.
hopefully soon.
Hopefully, yeah. So out of those three books, is one of them focused on the myths, Babylonian?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, that's the book we need, Roman. That's the book that I need. Unfortunately, I can't read Bulgarian. If it was in Greek, I might be able to get through it okay, but not Bulgarian, unfortunately. Hmm. Guys, for those of you that are not aware of what Rumen offers, first of all, he offers this incredible program that we just ever so briefly looked at tonight, which is it's such a vast and complex program, but incredible, uh, just again, I said this last time, whether you're working with the Babylonian zodiac or the tropical zodiac, you can switch from one to the other with a click of a button. You can see these heliacal phases of the planets. You can see when planets are invisible or about to go invisible or about to become visible, which is the heliacal phases and so forth. You can't do that with solar fire, for example. You can't do that with most astrological software, right? You can't do it with astroseek.com, right? So this is a fact. So it's very useful if you really want to learn these ancient principles and techniques and teachings for your clients, for yourself, for forecasting, predictive techniques, and so forth. And then, of course, Rumen has an infinite amount of courses and lectures and webinars. And I'm just about to do a webinar on Mars and Venus, who in the Mesopotamian Babylonian times were referred to as Ereshkigal and Nergal. Those are the two names for Mars and Venus. Mars and Venus have a very, very specific and unique cycle, which includes them creating a pentagram in the sky, just as the sun does with Venus. Once I've done this webinar, I'm going to talk a little bit about it to all of you and share some insights from it, because it's going to be really useful material when you're looking at relationships, relationship astrology and things like that. So I'm really excited about that webinar, Roman. I can't wait to do that, which will be very, very soon. I just wanted to mention it just to the people that are listening for today. And just, yeah, circling back to everything that we spoke. Oh, and also, Roman does have books in English available already. The three that we talked about today are different books that I didn't actually know about. So, anyway, look, if you're interested in any of what Roman offers, you can just go to his website, which I'll have a link for that underneath this video description, and you can contact Roman and have a chat with him. And also his exquisite jewelry, which I'm going to invest in a Venus amulet myself. It's a one-off, and it's an exquisite piece of jewelry with diamonds and ruby, and is it an eight pointed or six pointed star? I think on the Venus.
Eight.
Eight pointed star. Anyway, when I get it, I'll be showing it all to you, because it will be it'll be a gift to myself on a spiritual level, even though it's a material thing. I'll explain that once I get it and with what I mean. So, Roman's jewelry is on Etsy, and it's called Apollo Vision. The pieces are incredibly unique and come from ancient times relative to the depiction of them, the style, the craftsmanship, the quality of the gold, the quality of the diamonds, rubies, and lots of other things. Just take a look yourself, and you can see they're usually he doesn't create, mass produce. So they're very unique pieces. It might be one piece only. So you'll be the only person in the world that has that particular piece. That's very, very special, really, right? So check that out, and reach out to Roman if you're interested in any of his astrological workshops, webinars, books, astrological software programs, and jewelry. And like I said last time, Roman, when do you sleep? Um,
Yeah, I
and
can I can show you now uh, what we're talking about. For example, let's see
yes, yes.
where is the book about the first volume,
Mm.
Astrology of Mesopotamia, Volume 1,
Oh,
which is
wow.
like gods, myths, and cult.
Oh,
And here, just go a little bit so you can see what is going on here.
wow. How many pages is this book, Roman?
about 130.
Okay. Uh,
And now this is about the divinities.
mm-hmm.
This is Anu, this is Enlil, this is Enki,
Mm-hmm.
um, and all other divinities are also here. Another thing, let's see, I can show you the books here. Okay, the Babylonian astrolabe. This is academic publication. Then Hermes about the fixed stars, Lucas Gauricus, Regiomontanus, primary directions. This one here, the astrology of Mesopotamia, we can see only the title page. Only the title page is translated.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
What about the Hermes Trismegistus on the fixed stars? That sounds very enticing, very interesting. Is
oh
that
yeah, this is very very important book.
yeah?
All other books are in English. Yeah.
Okay. Including
Uh,
the Hermes Trismegistus on the fixed stars, that's in
yes,
English?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
beautiful.
Every
Okay.
other book. And
Okay.
this one here is a catalog of the jewelry,
Yeah.
where you can see actually I ordered them by the divinities, by the principles.
Mm.
That here is Apollo, and here is a little bit of information on the sky, who is Apollo connected with,
Hmm.
and then a little bit information about what is Apollo like a symbol, like energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
And here are the different
Mm.
pieces described, and the same goes for
Hmm.
this is uh yeah, let's see, this is here Athena.
Then, yeah. I want an Athena one too because I'm a Venus morning star, but like I said before, we can't have everything. This jewelry is so beautiful, guys. You really need to check it out. If you want something that's really unique, you will not find it anywhere else. One-off pieces, with superb craftsmanship. Just check it out yourself. You'll see. I don't need to. You can look at it yourself and you can see. It's so divine and very special and very, very unique. Unique. I love unique. So, yeah.
So anybody interested, maybe the best way to contact me is through email, which is this here.
Okay, okay. I'll put that particular email then in the description. I'll put a link to your website as well, but I'll certainly put that email there as well, and people can reach out to you for any questions they have about everything that you've got to offer, which is um, so huge. I don't even know where to begin. And even today, Roman, tonight, everything you shared with us, which was very, very, very eye-opening for me personally, as it always is, actually. Look at that jewelry. I want that ring, Roman.
Which
Okay.
one? This one?
No, go back, go up, up, up. Uh, this one. Stop there. This one. The star with the ruby.
This one here, yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Nice.
lovely. I love that ring. So beautiful. Yeah.
The last one of the last things that I made is this one here,
Uh,
which is
oh, okay. So it's a sphere of creation. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that is so cute. I'd love to have that. That is so adorable. Diamonds as well, blue sapphire, ruby, emerald. Oh, that's so beautiful.
like here we have this sphere. Half is with diamonds, half is with blue sapphires,
Mm,
which is of course symbolic for the first two principles: night and day, sun and moon,
ah,
female, male.
uh-huh.
And then around them is this kind of frame,
Mm-hmm.
which uh, which is actually a swastika, as you can see, and which is symbolic for the creation, for the four seasons,
Mm,
the 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 equinoxes and the solstices,
mm,
and for the four seasons. So everything also turns. So you can here turns, and also this also turns, and this here you know it just dangles around.
yeah, got it. So every piece of jewelry is so symbolically connected to something um, divine, uh, something that speaks to creation, divinities, and all that kind of stuff, right? So it has really special um, intention, with how it's being crafted. And I think you said to me before that the Venus amulet that I want to get, Ruman was saying to me that it was actually made at a very special time relative to what was happening in the sky at that time.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that because that's how I live my life. If I do sometimes I do electional things, like if I want to go somewhere, if I want to do something, I will look at what's going on with the sky. That's a normal way of life for me, so that's why I really appreciate, yeah, you doing that with the jewelry because that's something that's, yeah, just so magical. So magical. Yeah. Roman, thank you so much for your generosity of time. Your extraordinary ability to dissect, the mysteries of the sky in such a magnificent way that you do. I'm always inspired by you. I say it every time because it's what I feel, very grateful to you. Very, very grateful. And I look forward to sitting with you again when you have the time more than anything else. And we don't know what the next topic will be, but we'll find something. There's so much to talk about. So thanks, guys, for listening as well. And reach out to Rumen for anything that you may be interested in. And leave your comments and questions below. Rumen will be posting this on his channel as well. He has a YouTube channel as well. So if you wanted to ask Rumen a specific question, it's probably better to also check out this video on Rumen's YouTube channel because then you can ask him a question. If it's relevant to the content of what we've discussed today, you might be able to email him as well. So that's also another option. So, Roman, again, thank you so much. And we will see you very, very soon. Wishing you happy holidays, Christmas season, if you celebrate that in your part of the world. And we will see you in the new year as soon as we can. Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad for your interest, and I wish all of you good luck.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. We'll see you very soon. Thank you.